Welcome into the post-game show. Appreciate you being with us. 22-21, your final. Now in the booth, the winning coach, Coach Pop. Talk us through just the overall feel. I mean, the jubilation, the excitement. It's senior day. It's alumni day. And you come out with a one-point victory. Talk us through just how it all feels.
It feels amazing. I mean, these kids, they fight and they keep working. They try to keep getting better. I mean, they take coaching, our coaching staff, like, every week, coming back to work, getting prepared. I mean, I told the guys, like, at 0-6, you could easily fold and say, hey, like, the season's over. But we kept fighting, and the guys kept trying to get better. Found a way to win last week, found a way to win against a great football team. Like, that's just that competitive spirit that we want. And you can just see in their eyes, like, even when we went for two, like, they just believed, and they fought the whole time. The juice on the sidelines was amazing. That's the brotherhood we're trying to build here, and that family atmosphere. And I think it took another huge step today. It shows. I'm proud of them because they work so hard, and guys don't see that, right? Like the weight room, the practices, the meetings, the extra stuff they do on their own. Like a kid like Bryce Lowe is a senior, man. Like he's had some hard days out here, but he fights. He has so much confidence in the coaches, his teammates. He finds a way to get that 2-point play for us. Like, so it's just, and he's just one example of so many of them. Like, just every day they keep getting better, and it just showed that today. I'm just really proud of all those guys.
So we just talked about comparing the two halves. In the first half, it seemed like North Park really could, do what they wanted offensively. We mentioned McLeod had almost 100 yards by half. Second half, completely different story. What did what adjustments did you make? And what we were talking about is both 1 and 2 you got those cornerbacks making huge plays. It seemed like all game in the second half.
Yeah, I think honestly, I felt like in the first half we had them on 3rd and 4th downs. They made some great execution plays and were able to extend plays or score. In the second half, I think we kind of just settled down, and the guys kind of was like, hey, like, we can stop the run. We just got to finish on the ball. And Jalik, number 1, and Amari Hill, like, they did a great job of that in the second half, like just competing on balls. It was kind of like what we told them at halftime. Was like, for defense, it's going to come down to, like, if we can win the one-on-one balls. Like, at the end of the day, it's one-on-one. You can't hide everybody, and they have great skill guys over there. So that's what it came down to. Like, they made a lot of plays on the one-on-one ball, and that kind of made a big difference for us to get off the field.
Yeah, I definitely talked about that going into the first half about, making that one-on-one matchup go more towards the Firebird way. Bring us through that 2-point conversion call. It seemed like Bryce Lowe was able to scramble and get out of the pocket and pick up yards. It's hard to tell from up the booth if some of those were designed runs or if he's just improvising out there today.
A lot of just if the play breaks down, extending it, they're in man coverage, so a lot of times no one's on the quarterback if you could get out. And, we've seen that against us at times sometimes. But, he just did a great job of kind of ad-libbing. Like on that play, he saw it wasn't open, and he just extended, and we kind of talk about those being gotta-have-it situations. There's a great example, like he reached for the goal line, where you're not worried about the fumble there, like we need the 2 points, and he did a great job of that, Bryce, and just shows his competitive spirit. I'm sure those guys didn't think he was a runner, but he was running today, and he was competing, and he was fighting for yards, and that was the competitive spirit that we talk about all the time there at the end. It was really broken down. He found a way.
Yeah, Bryce, though, at the end of the game was mentioning how much his offensive line played their butts off, and he just said everyone around him did such a good job for him. What do you think it meant for him and all the seniors on this team to go run over to that bell and let that thing ring for, the first time at home this season?
Yeah, I had to learn something new there. I'm not going to lie to you. I was running to the locker room, and they were like, hey, Coach, got to ring the bell. And I was like, all right, sweet. And I was like, so it was a cool moment even for me, but for those seniors, like those seniors rang the bell, every single one of them. They put their hands on the rope, and you're just going to remember that for the rest of your life. Like I told those seniors, like it hasn't been an easy road for those guys. They've suffered a lot of losing, and they're in the midst of a change. Like that's not easy for a senior, and a lot of guys could quit, could leave, could do whatever. These guys stuck it out. They've believed every day. They earned to ring that bell. Like it was a special moment. It really was. Like for every single one of those guys, from top down. Like it really, like there's so many of them I could talk about here for an hour about like what they do for us every day, top down. I mean, like a Jackson Gutke kid, like every day, like he's a D lineman that helps us on the scout O-line. He studies film to help the other guys, even though he doesn't play maybe as much. Like Ryan Pugh, every day practices hard for us as a senior. Like there's a million of those guys, like, all 17 of those guys do something for this team and bring value and push every day and are trying to get this thing going the right way. You saw it today, man. It's going the right way, and it's because of those guys. Like, they bought into change, and I'm just so proud of them. I told them, you'll remember this for the rest of your lives. Like, this is a special senior day. Like, it's not like this for everybody. I can tell you that. So
Yeah,
it's a cool moment.
never guaranteed to win on senior night, and it's nice when you can. So, Coach, I mean, it's been fun seeing the team grow through the season, and we expect to hear that bell ringing all next season as well. All right.
Hey, we're focused on next week. Get ready for next week. But I appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much, Coach.